Hello, my gorgeous tech friends. Today I am diving into the Financial Stability Report. It has just been released last week and there are some keynotes I would like to tap in on. Now, this is an interesting piece for the channel and I am taking a minute to segue between how much is digital, how much is decentralized, and whether or not it even belongs on the Hertech platform or over on Hermitology Me, okay? So if you don't follow Hermitology Me, head over there. That is where we are looking at industrial revolution and we are looking at the sectors on the ground. But what's interesting for me before I even begin this, we're looking at the financial stability report, but we are going digital and it does impact the digital arena and emerging tech. So I do have to bring it over here to Hertech. And we're going to be having a lot more segues like this, people, because I am really going to be diving in to the activity of those extraterritorial bodies, right? So we're going to be looking at, for example, the Council of Europe, the Asia Pacific Economic Corporation, Interparliamentary Union. We're going to be all over the UN, nations, economic and social commissions for a range of different things. We're covering our bases here, people, because as the world slowly ripples towards Web3 and we really start screaming Dece, decentralisation, where on earth do all of these agencies that are not quite gridded up yet digitally fall? We don't want to let any of this fall through the gaps. This is important legislation, this is important initiatives, important findings from around the world that are going to keep us all in check when we start getting shaky and confused because the regions of the world are not compliant. Yeah? I really want to scream this and argue this today, and I'm trying to keep it clean and possible. I just want to dive straight into the report. But let me be clear. Let me be really, really, really clear. We are moving into a brand new era, people. Everything is web free. Everything is digital. All of these organizations, since the beginning of time, have had a key role in shaping our world. They are very important. It's so easy to go, fuck the government, fuck this corporation, that corporation. Sorry to swear, but everyone's always hating on the 1%. And actually, we're in a world now where we haven't got time to give off any hate or low vibration. Everyone is doing their job. Yeah? So we need to make sure we can see everyone's work, all the work that's going on, so that way we can manage everything seamlessly in the future. When Web3 really kicks off, I can't have half of these corporations from the United Nations, international nations, specialized nations falling through the cracks all over the place. Their legislations creating massive loopholes and creating economic crisis and inflation nightmares here. I know what I see for the future as a futurist, and I just have to scream, we've all got to do more, and Hertech is trying, Hermitology is also trying in major ways to catch anything slipping through the cracks here. There's too much loose cannons here that are all going to start being shot off over the next decade, and we're not going to know how to repair these ledgers, yeah? Ledgers, we're talking about data and ledgers here all over the internet. Oh dear, that's my rant over, okay? I really wish I can articulate myself so much more about what I see coming, right? And we haven't had any futurism pieces out over here in a while, so okay, let me get myself together and find how I can truly articulate what is coming for all of us and how important all of these corporations are as part of this, and how we can really fund the world by funding our knowledge of these corporations and what they're churning out. Because as we move towards discussing the financial stability report today, that's one report from the Bank of England. Every single other corporation are dropping reports annually and interim reports, summaries. Their governors and chairs are speaking up frequently about a range of topics. And I can't see the scope of it all. No one's catching it all in unison in one holistic, wholesome, rich data set where we can put that back out to the public and understand what is going on publicly. Yeah, this is all public ledger stuff as well, so it's not any private sector diving into the underbelly of stuff. I mean, I love a bit of that, but that's not where we're at. This is all upstanding legal public ledgers that we're trying to uphold as we move into the digital era here, people. Yeah, very passionate about this. So let's keep going, shall we? I'm going to dive in to the financial stability report. So catch me over there, and please hit me in the comments if you do have any other related organisations that are making initiatives and producing significant agendas in today's society related to emerging tech, right? Related to cryptocurrency, related to Dece, related to distributed ledger technology or blockchain technology, because that's what we want to know about most. We want to really, really support the United Nations making the move towards a decentralized space. We want to be able to support World Trade Organization, the Organization of American States, Interparliamentary Union, as we've already spoken about, the European Investment Bank, Access Union, United Nations, iLibrary as well. There's so much here as well. EBSCO, UNICEF. All of these corporations are doing amazing things, churning out so much. And once again, it's that theory versus that practice, okay? And we've never in our lifetime to date been able to practice what we preach with pretty much near enough 100% accuracy, yeah? So as much as everyone hates Meta, and I get onto Meta, I will cut a Meta open and let all of its blue gunk release all over the public domain if I need to. But what Meta has provided through their tech and through their plans over the next decade, and with the metaverse, what is coming is a chance for us to really make sure our online realities reflect our offline realities. And that is across the board. Legislation, regulatory bodies, unified frameworks, unison in our ledgers. That's what's most important at this time. It's never been possible because all these corporations are churning out their annuals and their reports and their stats and their figures, and they're going to different bodies, but they're not getting far enough out. These guys are spending billions and millions on research and data, and it's only getting into the meso of their intended participants, right? We need that shit running wide, right down from the macro to the the micro to the chrono. We need more, so much more, right? Hertech is also really developing the tech at this time. It's really, really difficult because it's just me out here fighting the fight for the people, which isn't true. Everyone is doing the work, but I'm trying to collate it. We're trying to get the software up and running. We're trying to get hardware as well. It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare to be me at this time, guys. But I'm doing what I can, okay? And I love everyone that is actually finding resonance in this, because this is high-level shit we're on, right? So I'm going to leave this here, and I'm going to start a separate piece on the financial stability report. That is also going to be dropping real soon, but I just had to say this first before we carry on, okay? If you're not following Hermitology Me, go over there. Hit the bell, because there is going to be a lot of segueing over the next quarter as I work out, hold on, is this a ground matter, or is this a DC matter? How we moving? Yeah, we're on and off. We're really working on that most effective tactic available, that meta approach to manage what's going on in the world. And I'm not screaming doomsday and this is coming. If I've screamed that already, then you hold those screams and make a note of the dates I told you and see what occurs or doesn't occur. But this isn't that. This isn't one of those moments. This is simply a moment of going, right, long-term mission, long-term plan. We want to make sure we got the DC running smoothly, and I've got all of these corporations locked in and their data being used in with 100% efficiency. I mean, that's even ballsy to say. But right now, I would say that the data coming out of all of these international corporations is 50% effective, data set. The way in which it's being used, the ways in which it is accessible. Once again, if I have to go to another corporation's website and look at their HTML, I've just been over to FCA. They've just dropped a report, but I can't get it in a PDF, you're telling me. You're telling me this whole thing is HTML. I haven't got time for a full HTML. I searched the website, looked for the link, looked for a PDF, you haven't got one. Why? do you see what I mean here? How am I supposed to share this necessary information with all the bodies that need to know when you're producing HTMLs all the time? And need more from these corporations so their work is, and this isn't for me to investigate you guys and govern you guys either. You are the representatives of the world. We're trying to love you, we're trying to nurture you, we're trying to nourish you, we're trying to use your findings, your hours of work, your manpower, all the time you've spent governing us. We're trying to maximize output here. We're trying to increase profit for you, and we're trying to get clarity about the ledgers and the proposals that you're creating, because actually you're sitting on the findings for the rest of the world actually, and I can't get them out past the meso. To help me, yeah? And there we go. That's my rant over. I had to get this out now. Let's head over to the financial stability report.